This is a Halloween read on the moon. Okay? I'm reading from my website, Where Science Meets Religion.blogspot.com, and then I clicked on the link that said science, and then I clicked on moon. This is what it says about the moon. Joel 3:15, the sun and moon darkened. Stars withdraw their shine. Isaiah 30, line 26 says the light of the moon. It says, moreover, the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun. Genesis 1:16, God made two great lights, the greater to rule the day, the lesser to rule the night. He made stars also. How about Acts 2:20, the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before that great and notable day of the Lord. Psalms 89:37, established forever as the moon. The moon shall be dark. That's in there twice. Joel 2:10 and Joel 3:15. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark. Stars withdraw their shining. The sun and the moon shall be darkened. How about if you ever search the Bible for the word prince's part, you'll find one verse. It shall be the prince's part to give burnt offerings and meat offerings and drink offerings in the feast and in the new moons, in the Sabbath and the solemnities of the house of Israel. He shall prepare the sin offering and meat offerings and the burnt offerings and the peace offerings to make reconciliation for the house of Israel. And if you ever look at the moon, it does look like it has impact marks out there. You know what I'm saying? But I also want to mention that I personally, with my infrared thermometer, okay, one day, it was nighttime, lights were off, the moon was shining in, okay, half of the windowsill was lit up with moonlight, and the other half was dark still. I personally, with my infrared thermometer, checked the temperature of the windowsill in the darkened area and the moonlit area, okay? Moonlight is cooler than darkness, okay? Darkness was warmer than moonlight, okay? I personally did that, okay? We talk about the moon walking in brightness in Job 31:26. If I beheld the sun when it shined, or the moon walking in brightness. How about the sun stood still and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies? It's Joshua 10:13. Is this not written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood in the midst of heaven and hastened not to go down about a whole day. Once I have sworn by my holiness that I will not lie unto David. His seed shall endure forever, and his throne as the sun before me. It shall be established forever as the moon, and as a faithful witness in heaven. Selah. Isaiah 34:4, all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. Ordinances of the moon, that's Jeremiah 31:35. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. Isaiah 30:26, the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold as the light of 7 days in the day that the Lord bindeth up the breach of his people and healeth the stroke of their wound. We have new moons. New moon is in there 11 times. Hosea 2:11. I will cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, her Sabbaths, and her solemn feasts. Likewise, Ezekiel 46. Likewise, the people of the land shall worship at the door of this gate before the Lord in the Sabbaths and in the new moons. We have Nehemiah 10:33 for showbread and for continual meat offering, continual burnt offerings and Sabbaths of the new moons, for the set feasts, for the holy things, for the sin offerings, to make an atonement for Israel, for all the work of the house of our God. Ezra 3, line 5, afterward offer the continual burnt offering, both of the new moons and of all the set feasts of the Lord that were consecrated, and everyone that willingly offered a free will offering to the Lord. 2 Chronicles 31:3, he appointed also the king's portion of his substance for the burnt offerings, to wit, for the morning and evening burnt offerings, and the burnt offerings for the Sabbaths and for the new moons and for the set feasts, as it is written in the law of the Lord. 2 Chronicles 8:13, after a certain rate every day, according to the commandment of Moses, on the Sabbath days and on the new moons and on the solemn feasts 3 times a year, even in the feast of unleavened bread and in the feast of weeks and in the feast of tabernacles. 2 Chronicles 2, I build a house to the name of the Lord my God, and dedicate to him, and to burn before him sweet incense for the continual showbread, and for the burnt offerings morning and evening, on the Sabbaths, and on the new moons, and on the solemn feasts of the Lord our God. This is an ordinance forever. Forever to Israel. That's 2 Chronicles 2:4. Isaiah 1:4, your new moons and your appointed feasts my soul hateth. They are a trouble to me. I am weary to bear them. Isaiah 1, bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination to me. New moon, Sabbath, the calling of assemblies. I cannot away with it. It is iniquity, even the solemn meeting. The Sabbath day it shall be opened, in the day of the new moon it shall be opened. That's talking about the gate of the inner court that looketh toward the east. It's shut 6 working days, but opened on the new moon. Of course, I don't know what the quote that is. Okay, so happy Halloween.